Law of entropy states that anything left to itself tends to move more and more to disorder. So if you have a particular object, right, or anything at all, and then you don't use it, it tends to decompose in structure. It tends to lose shape. It tends to lose quality. It tends to lose the value, right? So just like the way this law of entropy states, most times if I see science laws like this or any laws relating to any subject or any field, I tend to see how I can relate it with real life issues, right? Just like this law states, it also applies to your real life. So whenever you don't do anything concerning your personal development, or you don't do anything concerning your finances, or you don't do anything concerning your relationships, right, it tends to move more and more to disorder. It tends to move more and more to disorder. It tends to lose value. It tends to lose shape. So now just imagine for a time duration of, let's say, a year now, for example, you have not met any of your relative for a time duration of 1 year, right? And then you don't put in the call, or you don't put in efforts to see how you can relate with that person or how you can communicate with that person. The very day you say you want to communicate with that person is almost like you are meeting this person for the first time. It's almost like you are starting the conversation afresh. It's just like you are meeting a new acquaintance. So it's because of the way you have not made an impact in advancing your communications. It's just because of the way you have not used effort in reaching out to this particular person. So it also applies to your finances. It applies to your personal development, right? So if you are not doing anything to see how you can develop yourself, then you also tend to move more and more to disorder, right? If you don't do anything to increase the knowledge or develop your mindset or sharpen your skill set, you tend to see that you lose knowledge in a particular field. So that is why most times you are going to see a lot of teachers and then you admire them, right? Even me, I also admire a lot of teachers that taught me in high school before. But one thing about a lot of teachers is that their memories is always fresh, because they are always feeding their minds with new information, right, on a consistent basis, because they know that they have students that they will be teaching during school period, right? They know that they have a lot of students they will be teaching during school period. They know that they need to feed their mind with the right information consistently, right, so that they don't get outdated, right, so that they don't lose information on the current happenings, right? So that is how it is. If you must develop yourself, you must be intentional about developing your mind, right? You have to be intentional about sharpening your skill set, right? Sharpening the axe in your heart. So in my previous video here, I talked about how the law of inertia can be applied in real life. So I would advise you check the video. It's just the next video before this one you are watching currently. So intentionality, you must be intentional about your actions you take. You must be intentional about every single thing you are doing in order to move your state from where you are currently to where you desire to be, right? So intention is when you are doing things that will move the needle in your favor, while distraction is something that you do that move the needle away from your favor, right? So what are you intentional about doing today? What contributions are you applying to your life currently that will make you get to that place you desire to get to in your life? I'll advise you become intentional about every actions you take, and then you can move from a struggling state to a striving state, right? Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I remain your boy, Isaac Tuga. See you next time. Peace out, Scouts.